Hey travelers, Mag and I here on day 118 of our trip around the United States. Right when we got up to start the day this morning, it started raining. And it started raining hard, and it was pouring all morning long. And it gave me pause and made me think, what exactly is it we're supposed to be doing today? Really, today's route is supposed to be a short route. It's only about 60-ish miles from where we are now in Cedar Falls to where we're going to end the day in Cedar Rapids. The reason for that is because we were going to take on the state of Iowa geoart today, one for each county in the state of Iowa. If we held the same pace moving through that series that we did the State Star, it would take us about 8 hours. So I gave myself all day to do it, which sounds about right. The thing is, I'm not really feeling a power run today. The Iowa State Star gave me that feeling I wanted for a geoart, and I'm not sure if I'm ready to do it again. We're gonna go walk for a couple miles here in the Hartman Reserve Nature Center. I-Chun could really use the trail time, and I could use a little bit of hiking time myself. From there, we're gonna move down to the state of Iowa geoart, and we'll grab a handful in the series, but we are by no means gonna complete it. Then we'll get on with the rest of our day and move into Cedar Rapids to finish things off. The only real priority we have between here and there, besides making sure we get finds in a couple of counties, is the Iowa DeLorme challenge. As long as we manage to do that, our day is set. I think it's a good idea to start today off with a good hike for the dog so she's nice and tired. As you can tell, she is super excited to get out on those trails, so let's go see what they have to offer. Come on, let's go. The Hartman Reserve Nature Center is a 340-acre wooded isle located between Waterloo and the Cedar Falls area. The Interpretive Center houses displays and exhibits which are designed to help explain the local environment. You can enjoy the beauty of a diverse environment by stepping outside of the Interpretive Center onto one of the many connecting paths and trails. Both paved and unpaved, these trails offer you a way to interact with the local environment and wildlife. Since its creation in 1976, the center has been designated as an Iowa Watchable Wildlife Site. It is also a very important bird area, providing habitats for turkeys, woodpeckers, hawks, vultures, bald eagles, and many other types of bird species. The original 56 acres of land for the Hartman Reserve Nature Center were purchased in 1938 by the YMCA. It wasn't until almost 40 years later in 1976 when the property was purchased by Black Hawk County and they began greatly expanding. The natural area of the reserve extends from an upland bluff overlooking the Cedar River Valley down to the banks of the Cedar River below. As you explore the forest trails, you'll move through gravel pits, backwater, vernal depressions, small prairies, and an open meadow. This is also the largest undisturbed wooded area in Black Hawk County. And maybe it was because of the rain, or because it was the middle of a weekday, but there was exactly one dog and one human on the trails the whole time we were out here, and that was I-Chun and I. We were definitely not alone though. While we were walking the trail, we had an opportunity to see many different kinds of wildlife. We spooked several deer, saw lots of squirrels climbing a tree, saw many birds overhead, and even caught sight of an opossum. And what do we have here? It's featuring a geocaching logo, so we know we're in the right place. Let's see what's going on under here. It's a lot of chain. It's a lot of chain. How deep does this hole go, I wonder? Oh my goodness gracious, look, it just keeps going, 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 and going. Eventually there's gonna be an end. Oh, I think we got something. We got a bite. That was fun. In addition to all of the real animals we came across on the trails, we also came across many fake ones too. You could tell that each of these geocache containers had a lot of love and care put into their design. And I was excited each time I reached a new ground zero and could hunt down another animal. I'm starting to realize that this Hartman Reserve Nature Center is a pretty squirrely place. My only real regret about the visit is that we did not have time to do more geocaches here. As if all the wooden animals weren't already cool enough by themselves. Then we're gonna do tricky stuff like this. Oh, this is the place to come geocache. If you live in this area, you should definitely make a trip out to Hartman Preserve and go hiking on these trails. You will have a good time with it. After finishing up our time on the trails, we made our way into Arbana to start onto our target list for the day. While the Veterans Memorial here is already looking pretty good, it is actually still a work in progress. The large service stones were only set into place about a month ago, and the city says there's more to come. It's just a few minutes after 2 o'clock now, and we have just made it out to the State of Iowa Geoart, our starting place for the day. So really, if we were on schedule, we would have been here like 6 hours ago or earlier. That's okay though, because I knew all along we were not going to complete this series, and that just is further proof that it's not going to happen. What we are going to do is take the next hour or so and run through the line of them and see how many we can get. So let's do it. And just like I thought, this is going to be very reminiscent of the Iowa State Star GeoArt. Now, whenever you're doing a run of geocaches like this, the name of the game is speed. How fast can you make it from one listing to the next, make the find, and stamp the log? The answer to that question varies greatly depending on the hide style. The Iowa State Star took us quite a bit because there were so many medicine bottles hidden in the tall grass, but for this series, it was a very consistent process. All bison tubes and all hanging at about the same place. Last one. We did 21 in an hour. Not too bad. Now we're going to get on and do the Iowa DeLorme Challenge Final and make our way into Cedar Rapids to end the day. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the Iowa DeLorme Challenge Final. Still 2 days till we've earned this, but we're getting close now. We only have 10 pages left in the very southeast part of the state, but we've still got quite a few more counties than that. That is a lot harder of a game to play. Either way, we know we've found the final. We're one step closer to calling this thing complete. Oh, look at that. They even went the distance on decorating it too. It's got all the pages here. It's got a cool little cutout chart so you can take a selfie. And check out this logbook. Just that little cutout sure does make it pretty, doesn't it? And because this is a classic, people have written original logs in here too, so they'll have actually written in the book. This doesn't really happen much anymore, but it's a beautiful sight. By the time we made it into Cedar Rapids, we were already beginning to lose our daylight, so of course, we had to make our way to the All Veterans Memorial Park. Dedicated in May of 1997 and rededicated in November of 2002, this park encompasses a tank, mobile gun, ship's anchor, several benches, granite monuments, and a victory wall that displays the United States military service emblems in etched granite. I stand by the fact that the Veterans Memorials are always my favorite way to finish a day. And that is it for our day. We've made it to Cedar Rapids, and with a little bit of sunlight left on our side. We finished our target list, and we're going to wrap it up for the night and be ready for a fresh start first thing tomorrow. The last few days have been nice because we've taken it pretty easy. We've done short miles with a lot of really cool geocaches, and it's been a calmer pace than what we're used to. For the last 2 days of Iowa, we're going to start picking that back up again. We've got a little over 200 miles tomorrow, and then the full 300 plus the next day after that, and then we'll be finished with Iowa. I think today turned out the way it probably should have. It was okay that we got a slow start in the morning, and as always, that car does need an oil change every single month, so it was nice to have the opportunity while we were in a big city to stop into a place where we could get in and out for an oil change. And we didn't have to get soaked down this morning because we waited out the rain. Ended up while we were driving those country roads to get the State of Iowa GeoArt, that instead of getting all those dust clouds every time we'd stop every 500 feet from one of those caches, the rain had patted down the dust just enough that everything was smoothed out, but the roads weren't slick, so it made for a really nice drive without getting all the dust in the car every time we stopped. 5 hours was probably a little more than we wanted to invest into doing the GeoArt. It's a great series, and it's very well done. Almost every single cache was right where it should be, an easy spot off the road. But I always have to err on the side of this game being fun. And while doing an hour of geocaches like that can be pretty entertaining and it's nice, 5 hours turns into a grind unless I'm with another person. Now when Skeletor 10 comes and meets me in a month, if he wants to go do a run like that, which I think he does, I'll be all about it. Because it's a lot more fun to do that sort of thing with a friend, and you guys can laugh and joke as you go. Ai-chan's great company, but she's not great for conversation. I hope you're as excited as I am about these last 2 days of Iowa. It has been a fantastic run through the state, and I have no doubt that the last 2 days are going to be just as good as the rest has. I'm starting to really like Iowa. Thank you for joining us. Like this video, subscribe to stay tuned for daily updates, and we'll see you out on the trails.